Hello, hi. Welcome to the 4th of April. Yes, it's the 4th of April, and we're 4 days into the magical Readathon Academy, Aurelium Academy, back to the spring semester. Spring equinox. And yeah, I haven't had time to read yet. I've finished reading the book that I started in the last book I started in March, and I finished it, and it's amazing. So look, we're going back into load shedding again. We're having load shedding now again 3 times a day. There's not a single day where we are guaranteed not to have load shedding. On the days that we are actually scheduled to have no load shedding on whatever stage we are, by 2 o'clock we've got stage 4. It's guaranteed. This is the thing. So load shedding throws my schedule out, and we have to do things, and it changes every 3 days or so. You got the same schedule for 3 days, and then it moves 2 hours before or ahead, whatever. It moves 2 hours, and then it changes, and it's like that for 3 days. But the levels fluctuate. So you never know which day you're on, or what level you're on. On the day that I have no load shedding, like we had it the other day, boom, 2 o'clock, power goes off, writing reviews, power, we're busy cooking, lunch, then that was 2:05. 2:10, the notification comes around, stage 4 has been implemented, since 13:11, 1:10. I said, now where's my hour notification? If it was implemented at 1:10, you should have told me at 1:10 my power was going down. Nope. 2:05. Then we had to wait 2 hours, and then we had to start cooking again. And we were in the beginning, so it took a long time. We were so hungry. So now we're going into load shedding again. I divulge, I divert, I digress. So before, I've now finished Shy by Ashish Rastogi. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. And I haven't gone into my new months yet by my TBR. So before I start my TBR, I want to explain how my focus is going to be on South African authors and South African books for April, just because I feel like it. And I've been planning to do that for a while. I don't normally give a wrap up on my videos. I do a blog post for it. But because one of the authors is South African and is set in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm sorry for the bumping. This table is very wonky apparently. Or I'm just knocking it too much. I'm too close to the edge. And so I want to talk about that one last, and then add him as one of our honorable mentions, because that's what I'm doing. I've got my April TBR, which I will link up here. And then I'm going to leave him for last, because as you can see on my TBR, we have only female authors. And I'm going to be doing some honorable mentions in between of all the other, talent that I've worked with and read over the past before now. But I have 5 books from female South African authors that I'm going to be reading this month, and I'm going to be doing, like I said, honorable mentions. I don't know what I'm going to call them yet. So the last one of the books is in this pile for March. If the book came in March, I would have added it to my April TBR, but it came in February, so it went to my March TBR. Or I was told I'm getting it in February, so I added it. And I was doing a giveaway, so I thought, okay, let me review it while I'm giving it away, because, I might not like it, and then, so that is what we're gonna do quickly. Yep. Okay, so for March, I read a total of 6 books. I've been reading Up a Storm, beginning of the year. So I took it slow, took a break in my reading. But I managed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books and a half if you count shy that I started. And it's not bad. It's not that bad. So let's get into them quickly. The first book was an ebook that I read on my Kindle app. I was on tour for it with AME, Author Marketing Experts, called On the Sly by Wendy L. Koenig. It's a new series starting with this book. It's a Sylvia Wilson mystery. And it's actually quite good. I gave it 4 stars. It's about a pub owner in her early 20s. She's a dog mom. She'll do anything for those dogs. Oh, she will do anything for those dogs. There's some dog trauma in this book, just as a trigger warning. But yeah, and one morning she just opens up a bar as usual, and there's a dead body there, right there, by the front door. She comes in by the back, and of course things go from there, and she takes the investigation into her own hands because the police are not doing anything about it, or they're taking too long, and la la la. So it's really good. It's really good. There's some interesting characters in there. There's very spice is very low. It's just like, you know, we're gonna do the thing and then later we're gonna do the thing and then later. So no spice levels. If I don't know how to rate spice. I don't read much spice, so I will say this is like 1 or half. I don't know. So that was really good. So I really enjoyed it. It was a solid start to a good series, and I'm looking forward to more. And then I absolutely had to read Strange the Dreamer because I needed to. Oh, it was on my TBR many times. I've attempted to read this many times, at least 3 times, and you know, I actually have a problem starting books that are actually overhyped, because, you know, setting myself up for a fall maybe. I don't know. So anyway, we went on to Strange the Dreamer by Lenny Taylor. Loved. Oh my gosh. Okay. I wanted to immediately go back into Strange the Dreamer, Muse of Nightmares, which is part 2 of the duology, but I had to do some stuff in between. It follows a guy called Laszlo, and oh my god, he's such a honey, and he has a dream that he wants to be more than he is, and there has to be something out there, and he wants to find the forgotten city and all the standard, and he gets this opportunity, and things happen from there. I can't tell you anything because spoilers. Read the back of the book if you want to know a bit more. 5 stars. 5 stars. I'm dying to get into Muse. I need to know exactly what's going on. It does end on a bit of a cliffhanger, which is the pain to our existence. Then from there, I had to read my March leg of the Choose Your Own Adventure for Magical Readathon, and I had to read a book that was rated more than 4.3, higher than 4.3 on Goodreads or Storybrand. And the only book I had was The Lord of the Rings, Part 1, Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, and luckily for me, it just happened to fall in for middle of March, where we all read more Tolkien, just because. Sorry for the knocking, I need to be gentle. And of course, this is my 1974 or 54 edition that I had for a while now. Part of my little bitty itty bitty collection. Oh, yeah, I think it's 54. Anyway, there's a video up where I talk about it, and 74, 1974 edition. Okay, 5 stars. I listened to this in audio via YouTube while reading this book as well. There's nothing amazing. This is just a simple perfection. I personally don't like all the rhyming and the verse, but that's how they spoke. So yeah, and to think that this man created a whole entire language. Okay. Then continuing the audiobook thing. because you need to take a break sometimes. I was listening to the BFG by Roald Dahl because, you know, I was on that trip. I listened to some last month. And, you know, that was on my playlist. I've still got a couple of others, so I'll probably listen to those. So we listened to the BFG by Roald Dahl on audio. It's so cute. It's really cute. It's about this little girl that can't sleep, and then she wakes up and looks outside, and all of a sudden she sees a giant doing stuff. The giant sees her and grabs her, and off he goes to Giant Land, and then things happen from there. Okay, it's kind of darkish. I mean, I don't know what the age target is for this group. I'm assuming it's middle grade. Okay, but I mean, it's about murder, death, kill. So yeah, it's not that bad. It's not gory, but you know, if you listen to it, it can be. So that was pretty cool. My trip down nostalgia land. What did I give that? Oh, sorry, the Goodreads Learning. I gave it 5 stars because again, I listened to that on audio, and I loved the way he narrated it, and it's just funny. Okay, it's funny, and I love all the made up words that Roald Dahl came up with there. That's really cool. Then of course last month I was invited to the launch of this new book. I'm going to leave that for later. I had to read this one because, like I said, I was doing a giveaway for it. But after that one, while that was happening, season 2 of Season and Bone came out, and of course there was references that I didn't get because you know what? Because there are still some books that I haven't read. This being one of them. So I ran and I grabbed afterwards King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is the book 1 in the part 1 in the duology. I need Rule of Wolves. I do not have it. I absolutely need it. And then eventually I got to a certain part and I was like, yes, I know the B reference because, you know, I blame Netflix. Okay? You are to blame. That is all. Of course, I left it too long. I read this way longer, way after I read the trilogy and the subsequent duology. So there's some stuff now, and of course the series is confusing me because there are things that I don't remember from the series, and there are spoilers from that's not shown in the TV show. So okay, I need Rule of Wolves. Please, somebody send it to me. I gave this 4 stars. And yes, I did read it rather quickly because it's young adult and it's Leigh Bardugo. It's the Grishaverse. What can I say? Okay, so for the first of my honorable mention authors, last month I was invited to a book launch. I wasn't able to go to attend. They did send me the book for review and collab with me on a giveaway for a signed copy of it. Published by Pan Macmillan. My Side of the Ocean by Ron Irwin is a contemporary fiction. It's adults. It's not a spicy book. This is fantastic. Let me just quickly explain to you. Ron Irwin is a senior lecturer in the Centre for Film and Media at the University of Cape Town. His debut novel, Flatwater Tuesday, has been optioned for film. That Flatwater Tuesday is not on Goodreads, by the way. I did a giveaway for 2 weeks during March that ended on the 24th. I thought I would read the book because I can't give something away that I don't like. Unless I'm just, but I mean as a giveaway. Anyway, I don't know, maybe that's just me. How do you feel about that kind of a thing? Are you just going to give the book away because it's popular, whether you read it or not? Or are you going to get a book away because it's popular, even though you didn't like it yourself? I don't know, let me know down. So this is published by Pan Macmillan South Africa. If you're looking for a copy, you can probably find it on Amazon, or you can check Pan Macmillan But I will link in the description box below. Irwin is on Instagram and he has a website, so I'll put this all down below. This is a 4-star for me, and I connected a lot with this. Now I have a review up which I will link down below, and at this point in time it has recorded the highest amount of views on my blog since 2021. So go have a look what I thought about this book. It is really good. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see Flatwater Tuesday. It's not on Goodreads. I don't know what it's about. Maybe I should ask Pan Mac. Do go check it out. Okay, before we go into that, do have a look at my TBR video. It's only, I don't know, it's there. I've already linked it earlier. I want to add 2 more books to that list. I already have 5. I'm going to make it 7. First of all, both of them are not local, so unfortunately I received this arc at the Tandem Meetup event in beginning of March, and this is releasing in May. The Ghost Theatre by Matt Osman. It's Bloomsbury. I don't know who the distributor is here. I think it's Jonathan Ball. I know they do some for Bloomsbury. I could be wrong, but anyway, it's a pretty. So I want to read this because it's coming out next month. So I want to get a review up, because that's the thing we do. I'm gonna have an arc. I have other arcs as well that I haven't read, but those are old arcs, meaning the arcs that have been released already. And then the second book I want to add to my TBR is also Magical Readathon related, although it's going to be for the Alchemy side quest. And once I do that first part, it'll give me 10 points. And that is going to be Night Rides by Travis Brightfield. It's a short book. It's about 65 pages. It's going to be on my Kindle. Let's see here. Griffin meets Charlie. I don't know, at school. I'm not sure. And then he admits to the guy that he hasn't yet learned to drive. Oh, they're 17, so this is young adult in high school. And then Charlie doesn't laugh or tease him about it, and he gives him driving lessons at night. That's what the name of the title is about. So it's probably like a coming of age, probably something about, you know, the two guys bonding and becoming a bromance or a mormance, whatever. So be looking forward to that. So that's going to be that. And that's for the side quest for Alchemy. Dun, 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 dun. And before we get into my first choice, my guild points are sitting at 190 points. I need 10 more points to my next level. Once I hit the next level, then I can no longer use the current boon that I'm using. The current boon at my first level is that I'm able to count a DNF as an actual book. Normally in Magical Readathon, if I DNF a book, then I need to replace that book to make sure that I fulfill the prompt that I chose that book for originally. I personally count a DNF as a book that I've read, because if I DNF it for whatever reason, I'm not going to go back to it. And thus some I rate and some I don't rate. If I've read more than a third and I can see where the story is going, I can rate it because predictability. If I've read more than half and I DNF it because, you know, I've definitely given it a shot and I've read enough of it to form an opinion. If I feel that I can't give it a genuine rating, like I'm a lenient reviewer, so if I'm genuinely going to give something 2 or 1 stars, pardon me, then I'd rather leave it unrated and unreviewed, of course. But that's your DNF, and that's just me. But in Magical Readathon, a DNF does not count. You have to replace the book to cover the prompts. But with my guild level, I can count the DNF, and my prompt is covered. So yes, 10 more points, and then I go to the next level. I don't know what it is right now, but then I'll gain that boon. And once I finish Night Rides, then I will get that boon and I'll go to the next level. So yeah, then I was having a bit of a problem deciding what I wanted to read once I finished Shy. Do look out for my review for Shy. It's actually really good. Really, really good. Do I have now a thing for male sports romance? It caught me by surprise. It did. Many things caught me by surprise, many reasons. So, do go check that out. Watch out for my review that's coming shortly. So then, of course, I needed a bit of a break. I didn't want to go from a romance to romance. Then I felt like I needed a thriller, but the thriller that I have on my list isn't actually part of the magical Readathon curriculum. I need 4 books. That's book 5. Well, I need now 5 books, and that's book 6. But I didn't know. I did not know. I couldn't. I didn't know what to choose to start. So I decided that I'm just going to follow the order that the subjects are printed on the spell sword. Study what. So my first choice will then be Animal Studies. And if you look at my TBR video, you will see my choice for Animal Studies was the Avaris. Book 1 in the Kenrick series by Wela Cabane. So very looking forward to it. And of course, you can tell it's fire. Okay. Something to do with fire. And then, you know, what we do love about this is that, you know, it's a book with a map. We love books with maps. It's very, very interesting. Because I spend some time looking at it. I love books with maps. It helps, especially in fantasy, it helps you sort of tell you where you are in the book, you know, and it gives you direction of how many miles they traveled or whatever. It's just book it's fine, it's nice. And then this book starts off with the notes, okay, like that. Now, you know how fantasy books sometimes have a lot of history to unpack. Well, so does this. But now she's done it in such a way that, look, it's just like a page and a bit, a page and a half, almost 2 pages, okay, about what happened before the events that's happening in this book, in the history. She shortened it. It's very awesome. It's very nice. And of course, the writing style is mwah. I love it. And I'm hooked right into it. And the prologue begins now. And I'm actually read the prologue, which is this. And now we are at our main story. So now we have literally, I think, a complete history of the land and how it became how it is now. Okay, and they condensed the wars. I love it. And now the book is about to start. I love Wela's writing style. So we are going to see how far that goes. Yes. Yeah. And before I can get stuck back into here, we have an hour left to load shedding again. So I need to go do something for supper. Okay, boys and girls. In keeping with the fantasy theme, I want to go and introduce you to my next honorable mention author. And I don't know, yes, there you go, there's the proof. Yolandie Horak is a South African and she's currently residing in Canada, Calgary to be exact. Study, Bash and Smoke is the first book. Here I have a proof. And I also have been honored to be a beta reader for book 2 and book 3. However, book 3 has been taken back to the drawing board. This is her old covers and first edition cover. This is my old e-reader, not doing it justice, but anyway. This is what the new covers look like. Aren't they gorgeous? So yes, do go get yourself a copy. I highly recommend these. I will link down my reviews for book 1 and book 2 in the description box below. Today on MasterChef South Africa, can they beat the clock with only 10 minutes left and load shedding looming? Will he finish the meal? Hello, hi, how are you? It is now the 12th of April. I am currently reading the Avaris, book 1 in the Kendrick series by Willa Cabane. Which I found on TikTok. Saw the lady on TikTok. She saw some of the things that I posted, and then she said, "I should send you my books." And then I said, "Okay, cool. Why not? Let me have a look, thank you." And she sent them to me, book 1 and book 2. And we are so far in book 1 now. And I am loving it. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, so just please, spoiler warning. Okay, there may be spoilers. Somebody's doing washing and the machine is just going. Because they don't balance the laundry in the spinner. So, it's not hard. Sorry, where was I? Okay, so, yes, the synopsis. Okay. All right. So we meet Amari, and she's 20, and she lives on a farm with an adoptive mother and father and brother, and a farmhand who has been training her to fight since she was 7 because she pestered him, and she wanted to be the first female sage warrior. Now, sage warriors happen once a year, I think, and there are some games called the Lorian Sage, and only men are allowed to compete. Isn't that typical? But all her life, she wanted to be the first female. She wanted to be a sage warrior, and she was going to be the first female. So she pestered Arden, and Arden's been training her. But then, behind her back, because she's got practice and she can't see her skill, she decides she's going to go and do something. So she goes and fights in the pits in another town without them knowing about it. But when they do find out about it, then, they come to take revenge. So Amari has to leave. And on a journey, Amari meets two guys. And one of them is gay. Yes. It's awesome. He has the power of seduction. Seriously. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I'm probably going way too much. I'm going way too much. I'm getting out of hand. I'm so sorry. I did say spoilery, but I don't need to be that spoilery. I'm not going to have to give you the whole book. So anyway, she meets these two guys, Ford and Corin. And Artrin is a big bear of a guy. That's the uncle guy thing. Anyway, and they're on their way, and they are chased by this guy that she beat, who wants his revenge. And on their way, they also get chased, attacked and chased by the Emori, which is a different tribe of people that's also thought to have been extinct. So now she's got two things, and they've got to run. And then, there's some cryptic stuff along the way, and she has to find a way to a guy called Derek. Oh, sure, that's it. So, and she has a medallion around her neck. That's very important. So, it's very nicely paced. I absolutely love the book. It's very, very nicely paced. Powers in here, abilities, there's secrets, blah, blah, blah. There's the Chosen One. Okay, I absolutely love the Chosen One trope. And about prophecies and fates. I can't help it. I think that's my absolute fave. But yes, now that we're about halfway through this book, I want to tell you more about the author. Wella Kabane has dreamed of being an author since she was 10 years old. She cut up little books and made them smaller and wrote stories for her classmates. And after all these years, this is part of her first series, fantasy series, laced with African influences, and of course based on elemental powers. As you can see by the covers, book 1 and book 2 is out now, and you can pre-order book 3. It's nothing yet for the images. And as I previously said, this is my first TikTok author interaction on TikTok. Absolutely love. Book 1 is currently free on Kindle Unlimited, guys, so do go and check that out. Also, just a quick side note, this book has a misprint. That makes it more unique. Hello, welcome to the 17th of April. Yes, so we are now this far with Mine by Sally Partridge. If you want to know what's happened in between, the magical readathon all-nighter happened Saturday and Sunday, so I have a video for that, so you can check that out. I'm having trouble with my camera today. Anyway, before I go back into Mine by Sally Partridge, I did finish, obviously, the Avaris, book 1 in the Kenrick series by Wella Kabane. And this is fantasy. It's new adult fantasy, it's not young adults. Could be young adults. I can go for both. It's all good. Now, So we follow our little main character, feisty little thing, Amari. I just had that and slipped right in my mouth. What? And she meets up with, you've heard what I've said. Okay, cool. And then, So now, let me just tell you that this is actually really good. It's much better than I thought it was going to be. What I didn't like about it. Okay, let me tell you what I did like about it. Everything is nice. The world building is cool. There's a map in the book. I love the map because, we can walk around. We can follow the map as they're traveling. Love. Spend a lot of time on that map. I am looking forward to book 2. Totally looking forward to it because I need to see what's going to happen now. The characters are great. The characters are really great, and so is the dynamic between them. I stand Corin and Artrin, okay? Corin and Artrin forever. Love. Yep. It's actually really good. And there's some competition in there. There's action in there. There's all sorts of stuff. Trigger warnings. There's attempted rape and violence. Yeah. I'll think about more when I write up my review. What I didn't like about it is that the author seems to have a tendency to repeat herself. Yeah. And also, I don't know again the author's processes, but if she hasn't, then she would have benefited from a round of beta reading. I don't know if she has or hasn't, but if, like I said, if she had gone through a round of beta reading, then this would have just gone up in my eyes. It's still good. I do want to give it a 4. I do want to give it a 4, but it's more like 3.5. If you can get over all the repetitive, it's not repeating like the same thing over and over again. It's just like she would use the same things. and also overuse of things like she's never seen before. I understand she hasn't been out of a village before, and she's very innocent, and now everything is going to be new to her. I'm just saying it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it can get a bit annoying. So that is my take on having a round of beta reading before your final. So I'm telling you, this book will be 4 or more, but it's currently 3.75. 3.75. This is sorry. This is really good. I do recommend it. Book 1 and book 2 is out now. Book 2 is called The Rise of the Emoric. Can't wait to get that. You can pre-order book 3. I think you can pre-order book 3, but the author's finishing up book 3. Yes, I don't know. But yes. Again with backwards book, what's wrong with me? Actually, I do recommend this one, so do go check it out. This is really good. This is actually really good. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for The Chosen One. What can I say? And it was executed well. That's the thing. This book was executed well. So even though I take points off for things that annoy me, I add points because it was well executed. Because some books can just fall flat, and people can have an idea and then not put them together properly. I know you know what I mean. I know you know.